Welcome viewers, this is Winch here bringing you the in-game DLC review. The final chapter in Battlefield 3, and what a ride it's been. We owed a lot to this game, at least I do myself. This game has done a tremendous amount of for my YouTube channel, and not to mention just my gaming experience. Just been loving this game. Kind of sad to see that this is the final stepping stone, or the end game, so to say, of Battlefield 3. The final 5th DLC release. From here on out, this is what we will maximize the potential for this game, and now we're just looking for Battlefield 4 to come out. Undetermined when that time's going to be, but it won't be too long. But what a great game this has been. Undeniably high replay value in the multiplayer arena. Still my favorite multiplayer shooter to date. But let's get into the details of DLC, this final chapter in game. First of all, personally, based on what little footage I saw in this, I wasn't too worked up about this final DLC. Didn't see a whole lot of stuff that really caught my eye, and there really wasn't that much released in terms of allowing us to see, other than highly scripted trailers of what to expect. So kind of going in here with almost no expectations at all, but check out these maps. And forgive me, I'm not even going to attempt the names. Thanks again, DICE, for just making it that much more difficult for us Americans to pronounce the names of these maps. But what you guys are going to see in this footage is a combination of the new game modes, including Capture the Flag and Air Superiority at the end of this gameplay. Look at this guy on a wheelie. Yeah, buddy. You can see the new vehicles, the dirt bikes, the anti-air vehicles. I didn't have any of the drop shit yet because I didn't play really any Conquest. Those are the only two game modes that really haven't played yet, is Conquest and Rush, but we're all familiar with those game modes. My emphasis here is to show you the range of the maps and kind of give you highlights of what you expect, as well as some tactics, because you'll find out right away how you need to adapt your gameplay in these matches. So I'm going to try to get you ahead of the curve on that and give you some input on the strategy and tips. Now, Capture the Flag, let me just say right now, is probably one of my favorite game modes in this game. It was actually a lot more fun than I anticipated being. I used to play Capture the Flag a lot with Call of Duty back in the day, so I wasn't really sure how that would translate with Battlefield 3. I didn't think it would be action-packed enough for Capture Flag, but boy, was I wrong. I'd have to say Capture Flag is probably, right now, my favorite game mode in this game over all other game modes, because it really allows you to experience a new dynamic in this game, unlike anything we've experienced with Battlefield 3. You have direct control over the pace of the game. So you'll see a lot of times where you have captured the enemy's flag and they have captured yours. You have it in your base and they have your flag in their base, so it pretty much forces both teams to kind of defend and go on the offensive at the same time, which is something we really haven't seen before. Whereas with Rush, you just have one stationary objective that you're defending. Well, in Capture Flag, you have a moving objective, pretty much. So there's lots of times where you're kind of playing an instrumental role in obtaining that flag, trying to succeed and fling with it, get it to your base before the team captures yours. And of course, you can see on the map kind of where the enemy player is. If you look on the bottom left-hand corner screen of the mini-map, you see that you have your flag in blue, their flag in red, and whenever you pick up their flag, the enemy team can see you progressing across the map, kind of where, not exactly where you're at, but they'll see that you're making the move towards your base. So as a result, you'll see me later on in this footage how I'm just pursued relentlessly. Look at these AC generators over here in this electric plant. As I approach this, you see I'm very cautious about approaching this flag because the team's good about defending this. So you have to use a lot of strategy with this game mode. Really being tactical about where you're going. I'm trying to use this fence right here to kind of give me some visual, hide my visual signature there behind that. And so I shot through that, took that guy out. Obviously I'm using suppressor on this M417. Recon's very valuable in this game mode. It's put a heavy emphasis on recon because it allows you to put spawn beacons close to the flag, because more often than not you'll get killed and you have to make your trek across the whole map. And if you're doing it on a noisy dirt bike, check this clip out. These two guys trying to hightail it on this cliff. I suppressed the driver so he couldn't see where he was going, so he crashed it. And I'll play that again, slow motion for you. So he crashed it there, and I took out his teammate right through him, put a bullet through both of them at the same time. That was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, beast mode on with the M417. This thing with the suppressor is still pretty good. You just have to account for that lower bullet velocity and the drop. Now right here, there's a lot going on. As you can see, I had my players, my friendlies going in there. finally I got in position. I cut out some of this footage here to go in and get the flag. And once you do, it never ceases to amaze you. Your number one objective once you get the flag is to get the hell out of there. And so first thing you want to do is get on a bike. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting going. I took some damage, so the bike's disabled now. And really, would this really have to happen? Head-to-head with 2 players on a bike as they're coming out of their spawn. Now I'm like, oh crap, my bike's disabled. I can't repair it. Pull out of here real quick. Try to get some cover. Again, now I'm kind of boxed in here. I can see that they have my flag right there. I'm like, of course, this would be the time where I am all by myself, having to take the whole team on by myself. And I'm like, great. So now they got my flag. Well, my priority right now is to forget about the whole team, because look at that mini-map getting lit up there. I'm going to put a tugs down here and try to get out of here. Got helicopters and everything down here. Hollering at my teammates. Of course, they're across the map. Lots of fun, though, in this situation. I pull off a 9-kill streak here at the Combat Efficiency Ribbon. Figure I'd just try to go out with a little blaze of glory here, as I just realize it's a fruitless lost cause here, because you just get overrun. As I drop the flag. Now, once you drop the flag, it becomes like a domination position, a conquest position. They have to sit around there, as you see the whole team there. They have to sit around there for several seconds capturing that. That threw me for a loop earlier on. It's not like you just run over there and capture it. This is what Recon's good for. This is what I'm talking about. Get those spawn beacons, put them inside buildings so you don't parachute down. That's very vital to your success in capture the flag. That will save your team so many times, allow you to really go on the offensive, and give you a strategic position to launch your operations from when you're assaulting the flag. So be aware of that, particularly if you're on the defensive side, to maybe do a quick perimeter search around the flag to try to determine if a team has a spawn beacon around there. Because more often than not they do, and it puts a lot of pressure on you and the defending team to defend that flag. Again, bikes, they're a lot of fun. We'll get onto them here in a minute, but they are susceptible to significant damage, and if they got any damage at all, they're just not going to go anywhere. So once I cut the flag here, I'm on the run, and I feel kind of like The Fugitive, if you've ever seen that movie. It's a great movie, but you're on the run. You feel like you got this whole team tracking you down. Again, looking at the mini-map here, you can kind of see what's going on, and they see it from a different perspective than I do. But it's about where the location is in the flag, who's got the flag. I think it looks like in this situation they've got our flag, and they're making their way back towards our base, I think. It's kind of hard for me seeing this replay footage. Again, your priority is just to get speed on your side, so I find a bike. Here's just neat. I didn't expect to see this. I'm just running along like, oh, great, a bike. It felt like a little, like a little scavenger here. I'm like, great, I'll get in this, and then don't do this. Bikes don't run in water, so I'm like, great. So here you are. Out of nowhere comes a knife troll for me, trying to get my tags, and this gets me with the wreck, so I was pissed. Epic fail. So here we go again, coming from the respawn beacon. Putting a lot of emphasis on this game mode, on this map in particular, but this really showcases what you see on just about every capture flag position. People do this too. Booby trap position. That's C4. I just saw that support guy running to the left. I'm like, I wonder if he put some C4 there. Sure enough, he was. He's waiting for me to go over there. Don't fall for it. You also see a lot of mine usage with engineers on this game mode, and if you're on a dirt bike, watch out for javelins. Either a mine or a javelin will take you out with pretty much no warning at all, so be very conscientious of that. If you're running an engineer on this game mode, pretty much expect to see javelins all day long, and you don't even know they're coming when you're on a dirt bike, so you can be in a wide open area. Next thing you know, instant death. So here I have the flag again. Now look at the mini-map. See how our two flags are converging? I wasn't paying attention to that. Next thing you know, I was like, wait a minute. That guy's got my flag. Oh, well, let me try to put him down real quick. Which I ended up doing. You get a lot of points for doing that, or additional points. But of course, there's always 2 or 3 guys behind him, because that's what people do. So now I'm trying to make a determination. Do I pursue this guy or not? Or should I go back to base? I'm like, oh, heck with it. I'll go with it. Bad decision. Chase after him. Now look at the mini-map. Lit up with 4 and 5 guys. I'm in there. Look at this factory. I mean, I've never even seen this before. Just very raw, genuine gameplay. Lots of fun. For the most part, though, within game, you will see the same textures, the same buildings, unfortunately. So it feels like a lot of copy and paste. I feel like a lot of the maps kind of look like maps we've seen, like Operation Firestorm, look real similar on the snow map you'll see up here. And then just the buildings being generic and everything. It just looks like we've seen all this before, but that's not to say it's not fun. The maps look good, and I'm surprised on console how well they do play. Now the dirt bike's a lot of fun here. You're going to see this a lot. C4 on there as I stop that guy's killing streak. Now check this out. this guy's on this dirt bike's up here on a ramp. Check how much air he's getting right there. It's like, oh, that's cool. So they're really hard to shoot guys off these bikes because they just ride so damn fast, and you'll get hit markers on them, but more often than not, you just don't pull off the bullet kills. But figured I'd throw a few clips in here with the bike, and I don't know what happened there. You see that lag? That's my main complaint right now. The worst thing, the biggest piece of criticism I can say from my own experience is the amount of lag I've observed on this game. It feels a lot like Gulf of Oman. Again, we know how antiquated console is nowadays. Just frame rate issues, problems with hit detection. I mean, I was really struggling, to be honest with you. More often than other maps, I just felt really challenged to get my bullets in my gun-on-gun engagements. Now, I talked to my other players. They said they weren't having too many problems, but it just seemed like me, in particular, downloading this took forever as well. I was having a lot of complications with that. Now, this is that anti-air vehicle, the Jeep, the modified Jeeps that can take on both air vehicles and ground infantry. Just remember to select between the two with your weapon select. There's nice and roadkill with speed. As you can see, it can take on choppers, anything in the air, and then if you want, you can redesignate, switch your your weapon toggle back down to rockets, and that thing is deadly. It shoots about 4 rockets, and they do incredible amount of damage to tanks or infantry. Not much drop to them. It's a lot of fun. The problem is the reload. The reload takes forever, so just keep that in mind with this vehicle. But as you can see there, you can quickly reassess to ground infantry there. I think it's called the Vonic, if I remember right. Lots of fun. Also, another spin on this capture the flag. If you don't want to display the flags, go into the enemy spawn. It turns into almost like a team deathmatch kind of situation, where you can get in there, put a respawn beacon, and look at those fire effects. Those look pretty good. Those look better than what I recall. I don't know if they upgraded the graphics there or what, but obviously you'll have a lot of action in these types of close quarters situations. It does feel a lot like close quarters. It reminds me of that when you get in these situations. But look at this building. Does this not look just like the building inside of Operation Firestorm? You know, like Position Bravo area. I mean, look at the scat. This is almost like a mere reproduction of that. So I'm a little disappointed of how much it just feels so similar in a lot of respects. With just the kind of the copy and paste type of situations. But for the most part, I had to put a knife troll part in here because this guy, I don't know who he is, but he just tracks me down wherever I'm going. Anyway, moving on to Team Deathmatch here. This is the railroad map. As you can see, it's pretty confined space. You basically got 2 sides of containers separated by railroad tracks with some railroads in there. Very high action paced. It felt a lot like close quarters to me. Very high traffic areas with masses of enemies running around through them. It was fun, but at the same point in time, it was kind of frustrating as well. I haven't played on the other maps too much, but I'm a big TDM player, and I can't say that this map is my favorite yet. Again, the connection issues, the lag I was observing, kind of was leaving a sour taste in my mouth. But for the most part, I'm happy with these maps. But in-game as a whole, I kind of wanted to see something more along the lines of maps like Bazaar, Metro, Sane. I kind of wanted to see a steer in the direction away from the big old open foliage type environments. I wanted to see more urban warfare, kind of like, again, what we've seen before with close quarters, but on a different scale. I didn't care for close quarters too much with that map design, but something a little more of a blend, kind of like Metro. You know, obviously all of us love Metro, but for the most part, bear in mind on this map, get down here in this foliage, watch the flanks. You can get quite a few kills like that as I progress here through the match. M417, it can hold its own on TDM. Like I said, if you haven't seen my video before, check it out about this weapon being 3 weapons in one, that being an assault weapon, support weapon, and basically a recon class weapon. This thing can put them down one shot, instant headshots all the time, as it seems like, putting down masses of enemies. But still, lots of fun. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining. I'm very pleased. I recommend in-game. I mean, I am pleasantly surprised, particularly with Capture the Flag. Now I'm going to get on to Air Superiority now. This is something I knew I wasn't going to like, but I want to put it in here for those of you that are good old aircraft bosses out there, because there's a lot of you out there. Recommend a loadout. get your heat seekers on. Everybody's got them. Stealth is something I like. You can put air to radar instead. But yep, call me a noob. I'm gonna go right to the air-to-air missiles. Basically, it's like domination. You got several centralized positions, and you're trying to capture those in the jet. Use teamwork like anything. Try to stick around your buddies because they'll help you out a lot with shaking enemies on your tail. But those of you that know, I am not a good jet driver in this game at all. The flight physics, again, just bother me, but this is what you're going to see right off the bat. This is me pretty much straight up into the game. I'm chasing after a guy. Next thing you know is you get up into the ceiling of the game, and then you stall out, and you pretty much have to suicide because you can't move anywhere. So watch out for that. That was a little bit frustrating. I kept trying to get out of that. Finally gave up suicide out of it. If you're playing on console, remember to hit the down direction button. That way you can look around, free look. Of course, PC players. You know, I think guys that are really good in the jets might enjoy this game. When I was watching a guy on our team here, Mr. White, I mean, he was going like 15-0 at one point in this match. I'm like, how the heck can you do that? I just don't even know. But again, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, air superiority, but for the most part, it's just not stuff that I'm going to want to play. Kind of like tank superiority as well. Maybe if you set some ground rules saying no air-to-air missiles, everybody has to use guns, maybe it might make things a little bit more interesting. But for the most part, it's just a lot of guys spamming air-to-air missiles. There's so much going on, you can't really help the fact but that you're being chased sometimes by 3 airplanes. And again, it's all about teamwork in this game, even on this game mode. So if you're playing with kind of a lackluster team or just in a public lobby, I don't anticipate this being something you're going to really want to play. But yes, this is another aspect of the game you can try, and we have to give credit for Battlefield 3 offering so many game modes. Again, lot to offer, lots of maps, lots of weapons. Can't deny the fact that this was one of the best games made for a long time. It has everything. It has kind of a... anybody can play Battlefield 3, and even from the brand new noobs to the full-on advanced guys, it has something for everybody. I think Battlefield 3 has provided us. Really, it kind of set the bar for hopefully Battlefield 4 can build upon it. Maybe address some of the competitive gameplay issues that have been lacking a little bit. But for the most part, I'm very happy with this game. I think everybody I talk to can't get enough of it. But we've all logged lots and lots of hours on this game. Just been a lot of fun. Moments like this when you're kind of going through the windmills, and there's just so many raw action moments in this game. You just feel like you're in a movie a lot of times. And coming from Call of Duty, just never really experienced that so much compared to this game in terms of the graphics, the sound, the visuals. Being able to do just about anything in this game, from infantry combat to vehicle combat. So just a lot of fun this game has been. I'm kind of sad to see it coming to an end. But hopefully Battlefield 4 offers a lot for us in the future. I will continue to bring Battlefield 3 content. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of lengthy, but I want to cover all aspects of it in the review. Please like and subscribe to the video. Keep in mind those tips I mentioned about the gameplay for when it comes available on your platform. Keep those tips in mind, and hope to see you guys out there on the battlefield.